Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VGU Talks. It's TCG Tuesday. Howdy ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another TCG Tuesday. Now let's get down and get our game on! Yeah, you can tell I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX again. I don't know, I love it, okay? I love it. And how fitting would I have been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and some of the other Yu-Gi-Oh! series, because guess what? The game's coming back to PlayStation and Xbox. Woo! But this time coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in the form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. So in this game, we see players from around the world invited to take part in an elite dueling program that simulates the best duels from every era of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe. Gamers can replay actual events from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Canon, from the original series leading up to the events in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, which is pretty awesome actually. It's great to see that Zexal gets some proper story airtime, and because you're playing actual events, this can mean that you'll be going through the Battle City tournaments in the original game, the Seal of Orichalcos. You're going to be going through all the 5D storylines, you're going to be going through the Zexal storylines, of course, of all the number monsters. The possibilities here are going to be pretty high, so that's good. So the game itself showcases key storylines, characters, decks, and within a brand new story campaign, Duelists will also battle against characters from the newest generation of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV series, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, with additional Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 duels to be included later on as DLC. Now this is awesome. Arc 5 I think is a very underrated series at the moment, bearing in mind it's only just starting its rotation here in the UK, so if you haven't seen it yet, I don't blame you. I've been watching the Japanese translation versions, and I have to admit, the first few episodes of Arc 5 are going to be a little bit draggy and a little bit childish, but it gets really dark really quick. I'm even up there saying it's way better than Zexal, at least in my opinion. It's up there with where the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series was going and where 5Ds was constantly. It's that good, and I highly recommend checking that out. Now, the great thing is, newcomers to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game can also hone their skills of courtesy of the game's comprehensive tutorial, which I hope it does have, especially since we now have normal summoning, special summoning, tribute summoning, fusion summoning, Xyz summoning, synchro summoning, and even great now we have pendulum summoning. There's so many ways to summon now. We need a good tutorial to help us out, because trust me, if you're new to the series, it's going to blow your freaking mind. Now the big selling point this time around is that there is a brand new game mode by the name of the Battle Pack Sealed Deck and Draft Play. This is going to be the selling point for me, and I hope it's going to be the selling point for you as well if you are interested in picking this up. What this basically means is it's taking the idea of sealed and draft play from the Magic the Gathering Jewels of a Planeswalker series that they recently introduced as of, I believe it was Magic 14 where they brought it in, and they're now bringing it into Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a fantastic feel because now you're going to go online with your own custom decks anyway and you can fight people that way, but what this does, this makes an environment so that you, your opponents, whomever you're facing, are all on the same playing ground. You have no idea what cards you're going to get, no idea what theme your deck's going to go through, no idea what you are going to get, what you're not going to get, what spells, traps, monsters you're going to be fighting for. That's crazy, and I like this idea because it's truly going to challenge experienced players and also give a fun little twist to new players of the game. I'm really looking forward to that game mode. So with all that to one side, what are all the features that are coming to the game? Let's have a look one last time. It's the very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Game available for PS4 and Xbox One. Awesome, it's great to see it come to the new gen. We relive the past dueling glory with a story campaign where we recounts the events from the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV series, battle your opponents and take on the role of that character and duel against the protagonist in a reverse duel. Ooh. Basically, what if Seto Kaiba actually beat Yugi? Let's face it, that would be kind of interesting to see. You can duel with the latest cards from the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, including the Pendulum Summon monsters, which is great. We're going to be seeing Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon and a lot of other dudes, including my boys, the Super Heavy Samurais. You can compete in Battle Pack Sealed and Draft Play against the AI or with players online for the first time. Battle Pack formats supported include the Battle Pack Epic Dawn, War of the Giants Round 2 as well. You can customize your decks in more than 66,000 cards, the most in any Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game video game. I'm looking forward to that. Compete against characters from the newest generation of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV series, Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, which is going to be awesome because I want to face my boy, Gunganzaka! Maybe even Dennis, but Dennis is fabulous. And add-on content is already in the works at launch with additional decks, avatars, playable characters, and of course, duels. That's going to be interesting to see because if you're planning your DLC ahead of time before the game's release, it better be substantial. If it isn't substantial, I'm going to rip you to shreds. I'm sorry, it's just how I roll. I want to make sure the DLC is worth buying, not just a pain in the ass that you're going to have to deal with. I don't want half the story ripped out of the game and said, oh, if you pay off Survivor, you can have the rest of it. So I'm going to keep a close eye on that one. But ladies and gents, the game is planned for an early summer release on the PS4 and on Xbox One, with the additional content as well. It's going to be good by the looks of things. I'm keeping an eye out for it. I'm hoping to get it myself so that I'll be able to possibly live stream it, show you guys the game in full, and of course, my full opinions and review on this release. So ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Returning to the world of video games with Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be seeing you next time when we get our game on for another edition of TCG Tuesday.